everybody. This is Kristin Hostetter at Snooze. Welcome to another episode of Straight Talk. I'm really psyched about my guest today. The one and only Jeremy Jones is here with me. How are you, Jeremy?
I am doing awesome. So great to see you.
I know. It's good to see you too. Of course, Jeremy is a pro snowboarder. He is the founder of Protect Our Winters, the founder of Jones Snowboarding. He's a very busy man. He's a climate activist. And he also, full disclosure here, folks, happens to be my first cousin. Okay? We grew up together. Our moms are identical twins. So I am really proud of him. And I'm really psyched to see here and have a conversation that's kind of half work, half chat.
Yes. It's just so cool that our lives have intertwined and we get to call this work.
Let's talk about your latest movie, Purple Mountains. Okay. I've seen all your movies, of course. There's dozens of them. I love them all. This one feels really different to me though, because it's a lot less action and a lot more issue oriented, right? So tell me about the inspiration and why, how this movie came to be and why you felt so compelled to do this different kind of movie.
Yeah. So going into this election, we look at this as the most important election of my lifetime, specifically on climate. And I have this platform that the outdoor industry has given me. And I just felt like I need to do everything I can to try to utilize that platform to get us on the right track. It's really much more of an impact documentary, which is putting me way out of my comfort zone, which I like getting out of my comfort zone, but it also is kind of scary at the same time.
Right. So give people a tiny background on the premise of the movie, right? Because, you talk about going out of your comfort zone. You actually sought out people with different opinions than you to try to engage them in conversations around climate and find this common ground, right? Like, it's a really interesting premise.
Yeah. So it's based on the fact that climate is the most divisive issue in our country right now. And so the film is about my exploration to understand why we are so divided and finding these outdoor enthusiasts, people whose life, what we call Protect Our Winters, the outdoor state, people that we share this passion for the outdoors, but divided on climate. So I go and seek out these people and just have discussions and really do a lot of listening.
Yeah, that came across for sure. And you've been really laser focused on POW's Get Out the Vote campaign. How is that going? What kind of engagement are you seeing with all of the tools that you guys created? And how optimistic and hopeful do you feel right now about that?
I look at it like we're trying to climb this big mountain. We're definitely seeing engagement and getting a bunch of new people out to vote, and specifically in key areas. We are focused on traditional non-voters, which is the biggest political party in the U.S., almost the same size as the Republican and Democratic Party combined. And we focus on that middle person who's maybe on the fence. It's overwhelming if you've never voted before, especially during a pandemic. And it's not by chance that, especially in these purple states that could come down to a couple hundred votes, it gets even more complicated in there. So POW's Make a Damn Plan site is this one-stop shopping to get you registered.
Yeah. So, one thing that most people are saying is that because the resorts are going to be a little bit trickier to navigate with social distancing and possibly, needing to do reservations at the resort, there's definitely been an uptick in interest in the backcountry. And that's a great thing for Jones, right? Splitboarding, of course, is your thing. Have you guys started to see any uptick in splitboard interest? And if you have, do you think about like people are going to be going into the backcountry for the first time without proper training?
Yes. I am confident in saying the backcountry is going to be more crowded than it's ever been this winter.
Yeah.
We saw that when COVID hit. Trailheads were the busiest they've ever been. And the mountain bike trails have been the busiest they've ever been. The hiking, climbing, all of that. And so I absolutely have fear with people's safety. A big thing is also just like the difference between a snowpack in November and December and January compared to February, March, April, May. It's just a way more dangerous early season. That's a time to really just kind of get your legs strong. And my winter really is focused around February, March, April, May, and even into June. And when I give talks on splitboarding, and I, go, hey, who's excited? I am. Who's the first time? I am. I'm like, great. May and June's your time. And the irony is, people don't like that answer. They're like, I want to be out there on that beautiful November, December first snowfall day. And yeah, you go out there, but man, you got to be really careful.
Yeah, for sure. And I wonder if we'll start seeing more of these backcountry type resorts. Like there's a new one in Colorado. I think it's called Bluebird, right? It's a touring resort and a backcountry resort where presumably it would be a little bit safer because there's people around and there's education opportunities, and it'd be great if we started seeing more of those, huh?
So thank you for saying that. I mean, if you think of like you say my home resort, Squaw Valley, if it is limited opening, like you're seeing in Aspen, put an uphill track. You see it all over Europe. It's a big part of the communities that have them, where they allow you to split board up in the morning before the lift opens, and it's a clear path, and it's just such a great way to get a nice workout in and then experience the morning. And not every resort is set up for it, but I just really hope that these resorts that maybe can go, you know what, we're not going to open that lift. That's going to be an uphill zone. And instead of having it be tracked out in 2 hours, it's going to take all day, or maybe it takes 3 days, but you get this great experience that I really hope that the resorts are rethinking their product.
So backcountry is becoming more popular. Now, I actually like to think that back in the day when we grew up skiing at Stowe, we were way ahead of the game and way ahead of the crowd because we loved the backcountry and we sought the backcountry out. I'm going to show you something that's going to crack you up. And I want you to tell us a little story about the coyotes, right?
Oh my God, I wish I had it on my hat.
We were the original backcountry, like Rugrats, right? That's what the coyotes were.
Yeah, so we fell in love with finding the best tree runs at Stowe, Vermont. We called ourselves the Coyotes. I have no idea where the name came from. And it is funny because that idea and concept of like finding that ultimate run, top to bottom, incorporating all aspects of snowboarding into a single run, that concept is really what has been my compass in snowboarding since being a Coyote Junior.
Awesome. Well, I take full credit for that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not, obviously. You get that credit. Well deserved.
Well, it was really great to talk to you, Jer. Thanks for everything. Thanks for all your efforts getting out the vote. And hopefully we will see each other at a family reunion or out on the mountain somewhere soon.
Yes, awesome to see you. And we need to get on snow together soon.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And thank you, everybody, for watching this episode of Straight Talk. You can catch more conversations at snoozenet.com.